All right, there you just saw the number on the screen. One more time, if we could put it up for everybody. We want to get your calls. This is how you can be heard here on Newsmax TV. That number, 561-369-0081. Also, you just saw on the screen there, Steve Malzberg, Fort O'Connell. We're continuing our conversation. And guys, we're going to get to a caller right now. Mike M. from Illinois is calling in. Mike, we were talking about Obama's plan to choke off Alaskan oil. What's your take on the Obama administration's energy policies?
Well, I'm not confident about it. To be honest with you, my questions were regarding Valerie Jarrett.
Fair enough. We'd love to get questions on Valerie Jarrett. Go ahead.
Okay. From what I gather, she's Obama's closest advisor. If I'm not mistaken, she was born in Iran. That doesn't give me comfort just on the face of it. But my question is she in the mix at all with regards to the negotiations with Iran? How deep, if so? As an American, I just don't feel comforted by that.
I think she's pretty much in the mix on everything that the Obama administration decides. But Steve and Ford, you guys weigh in. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I agree with what you just said. I don't know where she was born, to be honest with you. You might be right. I'll have to check that out, or maybe one of our staff could Google that while we're talking. But I just think that Obama doesn't make a move without Valerie Jarrett. And I think that's very unfortunate because we've seen what those moves have wrought, whether it be foreign policy or domestic policy. Ford?
Well, I have to agree with you, Steve. I've witnessed them at a distance, and I will say that basically Valerie Jarrett is the most influential advisor within the working White House that President Obama has. And a great example is it's obvious that he can't get out of bed without her, because when President Obama went down to the border and Rick Perry told President Obama that basically the Border Patrol does not sit on the border, it sits 50 miles back, he had to turn to Valerie Jarrett and say, Valerie, is that true? So he is the president, she is the president's brain, so long as we know this. And obviously in something as important as Iran, she's going to be a say in that.
And by the way, Christina just informs me from Florida that, yes, she was born in Iran.
So we have, there's that to go on, but there's a lot of other reasons to be concerned about Valerie Jarrett when you have somebody so close to the president who advises him on almost everything, as we mentioned, but there's no check or balance on somebody like Valerie Jarrett, a special advisor to the president. A lot of these cabinet positions, they are presidential appointees, but this is a very special relationship, and some say it's unlike any a president has had with an advisor, someone that's been so close to him since his early political days, when he was just getting started in Chicago, now in a centerpiece in the White House, advising the president on almost every single aspect of his administration.
Yeah, all right, well, I agree. Is there another question from you, Mike?
Yeah, sure, thank you. I just had a question about Bo Bergdahl. Bo knows desertion Bergdahl. If I'm not mistaken, the 5 detainees that were traded for him were sent to Yemen, which is now obviously in chaos. So I'm wondering, what is the status on those 5 jihadis?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the status. I don't know the status on the 5. I mean, we haven't heard anything about them. Certainly, we won't until and unless they come back and they do harm, which I'm sure the odds are one of them will. But Bo Bergdahl, the Obama administration is denying, or the Defense Department's denying, that a decision has been made to charge him with desertion. Yet last night on O'Reilly, and we hope to speak to him tomorrow, we had Tony Schaefer, London Center for Policy Research, retired lieutenant colonel, saying that he knows for a fact that he has been charged with desertion, and the Obama administration is fighting to keep those charges from coming to the fore for a while. Why? I don't know.
Well, Steve, it would be so embarrassing. It would be so embarrassing for this administration. They had his parents in the Rose Garden of the White House congratulating them on the release of Bergdahl. To have desertion charges brought up after the fact, that would be incredibly embarrassing. You know why? If they are suppressing it, why?
Well, John, that's exactly right. They want to avoid the media embarrassment, because that's all they're about when it comes to messaging. They want to avoid anything that the media could lack onto.
All right, Ford, we're going to have to leave it there. And Steve, we got a commercial break. Of course, we got more of your calls coming in, too. You can get to us, 561-369-0081. We're sticking around. Please call in. We're back after this.